check my audio level. This music's a bit too loud. Is it a bit too loud? Can I monitor my audio? Microphone. This is a... Apparently, no. Am I live? Let's see. Oh my god, that is really bad. Well, this should be a Q&A if anyone is interested. Hello. Okay. Whoa, I forgot I had my mic open. Do you guys have any questions about like the parks or the future videos that are coming out? I'm on a flight right now to Orlando, and I'm going to hopefully try to cover some early Christmas content. I'm still not sure if I'm doing Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, but with that, I do expect to go and cover like ice at Gaylord Palms, hopefully, and or go and film some of the Christmas decor in the area. My favorite Walt Disney World theme park is actually a mixed bag because there are certain elements I do like from each park. But I would have to say, hands down, I would go with Epcot. I need to get more keyboard space. I'll say it's like Epcot is my favorite theme park from the future aspect of it. But if I could, and if they ever build a Tron coaster, it would be awesome. My favorite attraction in Epcot is Spaceship Earth. As hokey as it sounds, it is the telling of human communication. And I'm a psychology minor and a meteorology major, and I work a lot around communication. And it's just one of those things that ties everyone together. And it is astounding seeing how far we've gone from 6000 BC with ancient Egypt to the modern technological era and how quick we are actually making progress in these fields, because who would have thought 10 years ago that you would be doing live streaming on the internet? So John, what is your favorite Disney park and your favorite attraction? My favorite table service restaurant in the World Showcase, hands down, is Restaurant Marrakesh. It is some of the best fare I've ever had. And I really got into from it Mediterranean to like hummus and all that. If you just give me one moment, it appears that they're going to be taking my refuge. Okay, I'm back from that. Again, I do apologize for the really bad picture quality. because I have to set my bit rate really, really low in order to be able to sustain this live stream. I hope to, over the course of the week, go out to downtown Disney and film the new drone show. I do have a few ideas of how I want to cover it, but it's just more of making sure I'm there at the time, since they're doing 2 shows a night. And if I do go and see it, I should live stream it. The first one is at 7 o'clock, and then the second one is at 8:30. And they're about a 10-minute show, I think. I believe it's 10 minutes. I want to go and film a 4K multi-angle. I think it would be very interesting to do it. And to do like up-close shots and all. I will also accept questions about other parks like Universal, since I have worked at Universal before. Also, I have music on in the background to ease the noise of the plane. I am former attractions at Universal Orlando. I was in the park operations division doing the attraction Popeye and Bluto's Bill Trap Barges. It was a phenomenal job. It was a great venue, and I had the best team. And I'm friends with many members of my team still, and I just miss working there because I have to go off to school. If I could, I would work there, like year-round, but I want to finish my education. I worked there in the summer of 2015. I worked there for about 4 months because I just had moved at the time to Orlando. And when I moved down to Orlando, I was still a student doing online courses at community college. So I was handling 5 classes online. I decided when I was down there that I wanted to not work while doing a lot of my online work because I would be online a lot. And then once school let up, I went and applied and got the job at Universal Orlando. Also, a brief side note, because we have hit 1,700 subscribers, and in the next 2 days we will hit 1 million views, I will be releasing special content. It really is subjective, the pros and cons list for the venues, because there's certain ones. I was in a venue where the pro was, it was a water attraction, but the con was every single position was outside. So you could be working in the Florida sun the whole day, or for 10 hours plus, depending on it. I would also say the one con, though, is closing a park and then opening up the park the next morning. Florida is a right-to-work state, so there really aren't protections involved. So there were days where I would literally get off of work at 11 o'clock at night, and then I would need to report back in and clock in literally 8 hours later. But each venue has its issues, so each venue has its pros and its cons. So it is really, really, really subjective. For those wondering, we are currently by Charleston, South Carolina. Yes and no. I met them through friends of mine who are very much frequent visitors of the park. And with that, I did meet some great guys. Like one of them was Steve Penn, who played Beetlejuice. But generally, you do run around into the costume characters. But it is really something that you do meet these guys and you become friends, and a lot of guys you work with might be gunning for entertainment, but really depending on where you're located, it really depends, because where I was located, I would run into the Marvel superheroes in Marvel Superhero Island, since I was right below them in Toon Lagoon, and I actually know one of the Popeyes because I would see him so much. A fun story about that, though, was there was one day I went and got lunch. So I'm walking back to my venue to go eat in the break room with a chicken tender platter and a soda. So I had chicken tenders, fries, and the soda. And I was walking through one of the gift shops with it, and the Popeye stopped me because he knows my wardrobe and asked me where my spinach was. And I had to tell him that we were out of spinach that day. But it was just like one of those funny moments because he was with the guests at the time. But I will say, through my own meeting and through mine, I have built connections throughout in the entertainment division. And I can say that one of my friends is the creative director of Universal Orlando, as a family friend of mine is the creative director of Gatorland. So I do earn a lot of contacts and I work hard for this. But yeah, I'm actually very lucky to know the people that I do. Usually that's why I try to bring the best content here so I can always give them a copy. Universal Orlando and Walt Disney World have the same exact pay, so you can go look on the Disney World Union website. They should actually have the contract with the pay rates. But when I worked there, Universal Orlando was paying $10 an hour because they were matching with the Disney's rate. So they were paying what Disney would pay, and that's a very logistical point because they see it as if they pay the same, then people would want to apply to them as well because they could get the same amount that they could get at Walt Disney World. Also, for those watching right now or watching the video on demand, in my upcoming 1700 subscriber video, I am going to be asking you to take a survey. I'm actually finishing up the survey right now, but I'm interested in your opinion to see what other content you guys would like to see on the channel. The way that it worked at my venue is when you're in it, so when you just start out, you are the team member, but then from there you have your manager who's a lead, and there could be 3 of them on a day. Then you have your supervisor, and then from there you have the head of the park, who the supervisors went and talked to. Then the head of the park talked to the president of the park. So I think overall, throughout my entire stint there, when I was at my venue, we had 7 combined managers and 1 supervisor. But the way that it would work for the managerial, you would have an opener, so the manager would one manager would open it and stay until 2 o'clock. Depending on if it was a heavy day, you will have a manager who would come in at 10 a.m. and stay until 8 p.m. when the park would close at 10 p.m., for instance. Then you had the closing manager who would come on at 2 and then close the venue with all the team members on the night side who were closing that night. Training there's 2 forms of training. You have 3 days of orientation where they teach you about the company and the values of the company. And on day 3, you will go to your venue for the first time. So at the end of it, you'll go to the venue for the first time, and you meet like the supervisor, and you get your training schedule. And then from there, the training schedule is 3 days, where you go through everything that you need to do in the standard operating procedure. You memorize radio codes, so that would be one thing, and they will end the radio codes to know. But generally, you do everything other than the main controls, which you need to be there for more than 6 months to be offered to be controls trained. And when you're controls trained too, you're almost always a trainer, so they would also train you. My 3 days, one day you open, one day you close, and then one day you're a mid, which means you're coming in at 10 o'clock in the morning and staying until 8 o'clock at night. And when you do closings, you also do our goodbyes, the friendly little waving at the end of the night in the front of the park. John, we will do that. We actually are planning extensive coverage throughout the parks this winter. We have a scheduled day right now at Universal Orlando, but that probably won't come until right before Christmas. Then we have 2 potential days at Walt Disney World. We have a potential day at Downtown Disney. We might have a day at SeaWorld, and we might have ice at the Gaylord Palms. So we do have a lot planned, and since we started filming in 4K, our data consumption has increased by 6-fold. Unfortunately, I've never tried green eggs and ham. Okay, I might be back. I'm just checking how much time my flight has.